As usual. As usual. Some shit I already knew. That is some shit I already knew. That is some shit I already knew. Okay, so I just cabinets arranged to keep a bunch of, like, my whole childhood is in here. Mind you, I ain't got all of the pieces yet. But when I was a kid, I got a bunch of, like, toys and shit. Like, shit I used to collect. Then over time, all that shit eventually got fucking Thanos. Matter of fact, let me see. All right, yeah, that'll look. So my father was a Libra, right? My father was a Libra. I'm gonna keep this Thanos clip. Matter of fact, let me show y'all this. Show you something. I got a whole section right here dedicated to Thanos. Crazy, right? I keep this shit. Mind you, I got another one here dedicated to McDonald's. And I got Bobby's World over here. It's called Bobby's World. I used to love Bobby's World when I was a kid. You know what I'm saying? But so I keep that as a reminder. You know what I'm saying? Like my father, he was a Vietnam veteran. You know what I'm saying? He had PTSD and shit. He didn't really know. So like he go through this phase. Say like every 9 months, maybe even sometimes shorter, where he would just take everything in the house and go burn that shit. You know what I'm saying? Like believe it or not, like he burned all of my motherfucking toys. We used to watch this shit because like we used to leave our toys out, and he used to tell us to pick up our toys all the time. You know what I'm saying? And like he would be patient. You would see the patience, and then like one day he'd just fucking snap and just go take all this shit and go fucking throw it in a fire. Yeah, it is what it is, you know. And like I seen him like one time we had the Sega Master System. Now mind you, I remember like a lot of people don't know what was at the time people didn't know what not the Sega Genesis. This is the shit that came out before the Sega Genesis. It's called the Sega Master System. It came out at the same time Nintendo came out. You know what I'm saying? People didn't even know what that was. Like we was literally the only people on our block that even had that shit. You know what I'm saying? My father, I'll never forget. He took that shit and stomped that shit. Like we had it out one day and like he tripped over the cord or some shit and he got up mad as hell one day and he stomped that shit through the floor to pieces. And I was like, and I know he said goodbye Sega. Like my fucking Sega Master System. You know what I'm saying? My father was notorious for destroying my toys. I had a whole fucking case full of comic books. You know what I'm saying? That I was collecting over years. Man, them comic books to this day, like I didn't look it up on eBay. Some of them comic books were thousands of dollars today. Like I had like Venom, like a lot of the movies in Spider-Man. You know what I'm saying? A lot of the movies, I had the first appearance of a lot of them comic books. Like, you know what I'm saying? Man, what is it at? It's somewhere. Yeah, like, all right, perfect example. This is a perfect example of what I'm talking about. Like this right here. Like Venom. You know what I'm saying? When I was in high school, Venom had first came out. You know what I'm saying? In the comic. I had the comic. It was like, I think it was like Spider-Man 300. Or so it was like Amazing Spider-Man 300. And it was another like Amazing Spider-Man 341, 343. I remember specifically. Like the first appearance of Carnage. I had these comics. Like, so I'm saying, you go look over on eBay, some of them hundreds, some of them thousands of dollars. My father gave all that shit away. You know what I'm saying? So throughout the years, like over time, I've been like trying to recollect a lot of the stuff that I had as I was a kid. You know what I'm saying? And I put a lot of the stuff in here. You know what I'm saying? And like this person, like this. Like people don't know this is animated. You know what I'm saying? When I was a kid, I used to play with this all the time. It's an etch and sketch. Like you had a regular etch and sketch like this too. Like I used to play with these etch and sketch. You know what I'm saying? But then they had an animator, which is this. This is like one of the first. I used to love this toy when I was a kid. You know, so you make like little cartoons and shit with it. You know what I'm saying? I used to play with this all the time. This is how I first got into doing film and animation and graphics and stuff like this. I was playing with this when I was like 7, 8 years old. You know what I'm saying? I used to love that toy. Um, Man, it's all type of shit. I used to remember these. Like I used to love these when I was a kid. Just, look through it. Can y'all see in there? Can you see in there? I used to do these when I was a kid. I used to collect these. That was my shit. And like what else? Like this. I used to love this movie. Big. It's one of my favorite movies when I was a kid. Kind of stuff too that's like in here. You know what I'm saying? This is a movie about a kid. I have this piano too, like in my basement. Like if you ever seen this movie, there's a scene where he's dancing on his piano and shit. So I love this movie. When I was a kid, and I used to have this movie. This movie changed my life, man. Like he went to go see this thing. I don't know if you can see it on here. Like he went to go see like this. Can y'all see that? He went to go see like this little fortune teller thing. You know what I'm saying? And he wished he was big, and it actually came true. And then like throughout the movie, it was kind of the same thing. Like if you look in this cabinet, it's like this movie really had a huge impact on my life. You know what I'm saying? And then like he collected a lot of toys and stuff like this. You know what I'm saying? And he was like trying to hold on to his child. There's a lot of things, and that was real good. That was one of my favorite movies of all time. This movie, I don't know if y'all ever seen this. This is another movie completely changed my life. You know what I'm saying? With Brandon, this was Brandon Lee's, man. If you don't know what this is, the movie is a Crow. Brandon Lee, son of Bruce Lee's son. This was his final movie. You know what I'm saying? I think I was like maybe like somewhere in high school when this movie came out. You know what I'm saying? And I remember like the fact that they were talking about that they had to put his face on other actors' faces and stuff like this, and the fact he couldn't finish this movie had really messed me up. But then like when I watched it, you know what I'm saying, I didn't really understand the symbology in this movie, and then like a lot of like let me get this. Matter of fact, this is what we talk about. I went to a Comic-Con and met this guy, the guy who made the comic, and I got an autographed comic somewhere in here. I think it's upstairs in the store. But I met this guy. He was real cool, and I was asking him too if he knew like this is Haru. So this is the Falcon god in Comedics. You know what I'm saying? And like it's the concept of like a bird and a resurrection is a falcon god. You know what I'm saying? This really had impact on me. Like because I always had loved the Crow, but then when I grew older and I understood what Haru was, and then I had rewatched I went back and rewatched it again. I kind of seen it was like a gothic, you know what I'm saying, version of the concepts that they was talking about in Comedics and like resurrection and stuff like this. And then the fact that Bruce Lee's son had actually died, you know what I'm saying, during a movie about this things, like it was kind of like the whole spooky aspect of it, like you know what I'm saying, that a lot of people who be dealing with you talking about death and resurrection and stuff like this, the fact that he actually had died, and the concept of resurrection and living on, what's it called, like posthumously, living on through your artwork and stuff like this. This is one of the first times that, like, that whole concept it hit me, because like I grew up knowing who Bruce Lee was, and the fact that he had died and was living through his movies per se, but then the fact that I watched his son do that, and at the same time like Tupac had got killed not too long around that, so like a lot of that, like I was like one of the first times I was getting familiar with like artists who was dying and still living through their artwork and stuff like that. It was like the Crow had a huge impact. The fact that I know that you could basically still live on after you had died, that shit was the Crow had. This is Wheel of Fortune. I'm a huge fan of Wheel of Fortune. Obviously, like, they got tarot card, Wheel of Fortune. You know what I'm saying? But I collect these, you know what I'm saying, the Wheel of Fortune, because I like playing the game, even though it is, tarot shit. But like I got like fucking you hook this up to your TV and you spin this shit around like this, and it's got the Wheel of Fortune interface on it. I think I got it. Like, hold on. Nah, it ain't even over there. I got another version of these too. It's like a different type of it's like a handheld one. I collect those like a lot, What the fuck else we got? Oh, well, I ain't gonna do that. Not yet. What else do we got? We got all type of shit. You got you got the Undertaker. Obviously, you know what I'm saying. I grew up. Actually, let me show you this. Like, I grew up in an era too, like where the Undertaker had blew up. Like I got this. This is one of my favorite movies too. Growing up, No Holds Barred. Shout out, Tiny Luster. This is one of my favorite movies. But I never liked Hulk Hogan. You know what I'm saying? Growing up, I didn't fuck with Hulk Hogan. I always had fucked with the Undertaker. And it was one day I remember too. It was like on one day. It was like when Undertaker first came out. He beat Hulk Hogan. I was watching wrestling one day with my friends, and they jumped me. You know, I never forget this day. It was the day the Undertaker beat Hulk Hogan. It was on regular. It wasn't even a pay-per-view event. We was watching that shit on TV. It was a regular TV event. So everybody assumed that Hulk Hogan was gonna win, but I remember Undertaker had won. And the whole match, I was rooting for the Undertaker. I was like, Undertaker, because I didn't like Hulk Hogan, and I wanted to see. You know, at the time, you know, nobody liked the Undertaker. Nobody, and look at this motherfucker. It wasn't nobody like this and never had won the belt. You know what I'm saying? Like, to me, Undertaker has always been the WWE champion. He was, like, literally, I always liked him better than Hulk Hogan. You know what I'm saying? Especially the fact I got jumped over him. Because once the match was over, and they was all sitting around looking shocked that Hulk Hogan lost, I got up and I jumped. I was like, yes, fuck it, Undertaker won. And it was like, man, it was like 8 of my boys. Mine, you know, 8th grade, maybe, or some shit, like freshman in high school, some shit. We was young. Man, they beat the dog shit. They tried to beat me through the floor. Like we just got done watching wrestling. Like, they were jumping off the couch on me and everything. They beat the shit out of me that day. The Undertaker won the belt. I was laughing like a joke. I didn't even give a fuck because, like, I was so happy that the Undertaker had won. You know what I'm saying? So, like, that was a moment in my life, you know what I'm saying, that I fucking became a huge Undertaker fan. To this day, fool, to this day. Got the 45s, of course. These are my son's shoes. These are Michael Jordan 45 Jordans. You know, we can pass them down. Those Jordan wasn't number 45. Nah, those made my friends no more. You know, this is years ago. But mind you, like, we was wrestling more so than like I'm not exaggerating, but I'm kind of exaggerating because we was wrestling more so than like a real fight. Like, they were slamming me. Like, I got my ass beat, but like, it wasn't like they were like trying to literally injure me. Like, they did beat the shit out of me though. This is one of my favorite games too, growing up, Jordan vs. Bird. Y'all probably don't even know what the fuck this is. This is a Tiger toy. I used to love Tiger toys. Like, these, I used to collect a lot of these. I had a shitload of these. So I think my father destroyed all of these. I had so many of these Tiger Toys games back in the day, man. Like, people don't even know what the fuck this is. Like, I try to get my son to sit down and play this right now. Like, he looking at me like I'm fucking crazy. Like, it's like these little dots move across the screen and shit like that. Like, to me, this was the shit. Like, this was as close as like social media and like handheld shit as we got back in the day when I was growing up. Like, we had shit like that. You know, Tiger Toys. What the fuck I thought? Speaking of which, I guess we doing that. Oh, don't do that. Don't fall. Don't fall. It's gonna fall. It's gonna fall. Don't fall. Don't. You are insistent upon falling and ruining my videos. No, don't do that. Got this. Hold on. Let me just show you both of them. So, see how we are going Back to the Future. You know what I'm saying? This is one of my favorite movies too. Back to the Future. Man, come on. Retro Grady is busting. Yeah, like a blunt. So, yes, I am. I'm 6'7". So we got the Back to the Future, this Marty McFly and Biff. You know what I'm saying? I love Back to the Future. I used to love Doc Brown. You know what I'm saying? It was my favorite. I wanted to get the Doc Brown, but I couldn't find one of these. But eventually, I probably will. You know what I'm saying? Because I love Doc Brown and the concept of the flux capacitor. You know what I'm saying? That was the device that makes you go back in time. You know what I'm saying? And change time. You know what I'm saying? Kind of looked like this. This is what I was supposed to do. Y'all know what this is? Anybody know what this is? Anybody know the name of this? What was that? Anybody know the name of this? This was used as a symbol during Hanukkah. Anybody know the name of this? Anybody? This is used at Hanukkah. This is for the Maccabees. If you know the story of the Maccabees, that anybody know this story? Nobody? No? All right. I guess we'll move on. I don't want to get too deep on y'all in this video. This is one of my favorite movies too. You know what I'm saying? It's called Please Stand By. I'm a huge Star Trek fan. And Menorah, thank you. Yes, thank you. Yes, this is Menorah. If you know the story of the Maccabees, they used this to the oil that they had to light the lamp was supposed to go out. They were long story short, the Greeks was trying to force their gods onto, like Zeus. They were trying to force the gods onto the Jews, and the Jews basically went to war with them and won. But at one point they were stuck in a cave, and the light, they only had enough oil in the lamp to last for a certain amount of, for a few days. But through God's mercy, He kept the lamp going, and that's why they have this. You do the story on the Maccabees, John Maccabee. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to get too deep on y'all in this video, but yeah, you might want to look that up. This Please Stand By. This is about a girl who this is Dakota Fanning. I love this movie, man. I love this movie. Believe it or not, it's one of the few movies that made me cry. Don't tell me I will beat the shit out of you. I cried for this movie. You know what I'm saying? But this movie too, I cried for too. Yeah, I cried for this movie. It's a great movie. This shit made me cry. Do not tell nobody I cried for this shit. I will beat the shit out of you. But this girl, she wrote a script. You know what I'm saying, about Star Trek. You know what I'm saying? I'm a huge Star Trek fan. But she was what was she? I don't know. What was it? Not. What's the? She had the mental. What is the word, man? Autistic. I think she was autistic, maybe. I don't know if it was autistic or she had like a some type of she couldn't. She was. I think it was autistic. I want to say autistic, but I'm not sure. But she had a problem communicating. You see what I'm saying? I don't think she was schizo per se. I think, but I don't know. I don't know. She had some type of mental disorder, and like she wrote a script, and like she wasn't supposed to leave where she was at. You know what I'm saying? And she had to go all the way to Hollywood because she wanted to drop off her script, and she was just relentless, man. And like the amount of shit that she went, this movie came out the week of my birthday. You know what I'm saying? And you know, this movie touched me in so many ways. You know what I'm saying? I love this movie, man. It's just, this is a very Aquarian movie. Like, if you're Aquarius, you will love this movie. This movie too. You know what I'm saying? This movie is super fucking Aquarius. Like, this dude was born in what's called Space Twin. He was born like in Mars. Like, his mom was an astronaut, and she went on this mission to Mars, but she didn't know she was pregnant when she went, so she ended up having a baby on Mars, and that was him. So like, but because he was on Mars, he couldn't. He was born in space. Well, you know, on another planet, his body had adapted to a different gravitational pull. You know what I'm saying? So he always wanted to go to Earth because through social media he had met this girl like on Earth. You know what I'm saying? But he was literally in Mars. You know, so like he literally came all the way from Mars to meet this girl. You know what I'm saying? But when he got into this environment, you know, it was killing him. You know what I'm saying? Because it was a different gravitational pull. So his bones started cracking and shit, and his body started deteriorating. It was a great fucking movie. You know, it actually wasn't a great movie, but to me it was a great movie. You know what I'm saying? I'm Aquarius. I love that shit. This is another movie too. Some movie made me cry. This movie made me fucking cry. You know what I'm saying? This is fucking like, this is not a great movie at all either, but like just the themes of it, I loved it. Like the morals that was in this movie, you know what I'm saying? Timothy Green, I don't want to tell you what happened in this movie, but this is kind of fucked up movie, you know what I'm saying? But I love this movie, you know what I'm saying? It just kind of hit me at a time like where like it was a lot of people dying in my life, you know what I'm saying? My dog had died, my father had died, you know what I'm saying? My aunt had died. You know what I'm saying? And then, like, somehow in the middle of all that shit, I had cut this movie on, and it really resonated with me. You know what I'm saying? The movie fucked my head up. This movie, too, this is a great movie. 13 Ghosts. You know what I'm saying? This is one of my favorite movies of all time. All time. This is another movie. I don't even remember, like, one day I was walking around and just ran into this movie and cut it on, and I ended up watching it, like, fucking 5 times in the same day. You know what I'm saying? It was like this big-ass glass house with all these fucking demons and shit. Man, this movie off the fucking chain. You know what I'm saying? It had Rod Digger in it. You know what I'm saying? I met Rod Digger a hell of times. You know what I'm saying? On multiple occasions. You know what I'm saying? So then I saw her in this movie. You know what I'm saying? This shit was raw. But I actually had started to try to design my house around this concept. Like, if you come to my house, there's a lot of glass and shit in here. Like, you know what I'm saying? I had got that from this movie, as well as is it in here? Is it in here? Is it in here? Yes, it is. No, it is not, but it's this one. But Superman 1. If you see Superman 1, they had this thing here called the Fortress of Solitude. Fortress of Solitude, you know what I'm saying? So, it's like all these crystals and shit, you know what I'm saying? It's kind of the same, like when I saw this and this, like, this is kind of like, I started to kind of design my house around this, and it was like with glass and crystals and shit like this. So, like, if you go in my bedroom, like, you go back and watch on my page, there's a video when I was talking about the dark web, you know what I'm saying? I did it in my bedroom. It's one of the few videos I did in my bedroom. You see it's like mirrors, like it's mirrors all in my fucking bedroom, you see what I'm saying? So, I got that design, I got that concept from Superman, as well as 13 Ghosts. But also too, like, also in my bedroom, like, I don't have shit else in my bedroom, like, you see what I'm saying? And like, I always, man, it was a commercial. I don't know who the fuck was in that commercial. I want to say it was Troy Aikman, but it wasn't Troy Aikman. It was I think it was Elway. It might have been John Elway, not John Elway. The quarterback for the damn Manning. I think it might have been Peyton Manning. It was a mattress commercial, man. I don't remember exactly who was in it. It may have even been for the Patriots. What's his name? Tom Brady. It may have been Tom Brady. It was like they walked in this elevator. They went in this elevator. They went all the way the fuck upstairs. And then they opened up the elevator. It was a big ass bed. It was nothing in there but in the room but the bed. It was literally nothing in the room but the bed. And I was like, mind you, I had for years, like even when I was in the military, I was like, man, when I get my room, I'm not gonna have nothing in there but a bed. I don't want no dresser in there. I don't want literally nothing in there but a bed and like a force of solitude, mirrors and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? So that's how my room is. I don't have nothing in my room. I keep all my clothes in a whole nother room. Like you saw, I keep my clothes in this room. So I don't keep my clothes in my room. I don't keep shit in my room but my bed and those mirrors. It's literally a force of solitude. You know what I'm saying? That whole concept came from Superman 1, which is in here somewhere, but I don't know what this is. Isn't it? I don't know. It's in there somewhere. But yeah. So that's what and somewhere between that and 13 Ghosts. You know what I'm saying? That was where that shit came from. Y'all know who this is? Anybody know who that is? Y'all know who this is? You do? Anybody know? So like, you know what I'm saying? The reason I like this movie was because it was a scene in there, man. Like y'all might want to look this shit up. Like it'll probably help you out. Like, there's a scene in there when what's his name, man? Man, I'm having a fucking brain fart today. Bill Murray had went in, was talking to Sigourney Weaver, and she was possessed by a demon. You know what I'm saying? And he said, I want to talk to Dana, and she was like, there is no Dana, there's only Zool. And she was like it was like Lilith, like Lilith, it was like female lust in it. You know what I'm saying? And I remember when I was a kid, I saw this at the show when I was a kid. And she was like, there is no Dana, only Zool. And she was trying to fuck him. Like, you know what I'm saying? But he wasn't going. Like, he kind of noticed, like, man, something ain't right with her. Like, she kind of throwing herself in a different time. It was fucking 80s, maybe 90s, or shit like that. Men kind of still had morals, at least on film. You know what I'm saying? So he didn't do it, but I remember as a kid watching that scene, I was like, so this is how I look when a woman get possessed by a demon. Like I had seen like Exorcist, like you see a little girl possessed by a demon, but like I didn't know that like when a woman get possessed by a demon, they start acting like that. Like you see dudes act like demons, they be trying to kill you or eat you or some shit like that. But like a woman act like a demon and start acting like I had never seen a woman act like that. You know what I'm saying? And I remember like as I was a child growing up, like whenever I saw a woman start getting like sexual, I used to think of Zool all the time. Like, man, that movie fucked me up, man. I used to be like, it used to be hard for me to kind of like trust women's sexual appetite. You know what I'm saying? When they had showed me Zool as a kid, like, you know what I'm saying? When I watched this movie, Ghostbusters, like, you know what I'm saying? I always kind of saw like women's sexual energy, like fucking demons, because of that scene in fucking Ghostbusters. Man, this shit was crazy. This nigga R2D2, I mean, this a bank accident. My son. He was saying R2D2. I got like fucking hella R2D2 shit all through my fucking crib, as well as the BB-8 one. You know what I'm saying? The little fucking android from Star Wars. I've always, you know what I'm saying? Even when I was a shorty, I fucking I thought it was like amazing that they could talk to a robot. Matter of fact, let me show you this. See, like this. It's a robot. I don't even know what this is from. You know what I'm saying? Man, I use broke. You know what I'm saying? But like whenever I see like little robots like this, like a lot of times I'll buy them. You know what I'm saying? Because I'll buy them. Cause my father used to collect them type of little robots too that like talk. See, he's trying to what? What are you talking? I thought this shit was broke. I don't know. But every now and then, like I'll try to fix them. Like I'll get bored and kind of open them up, play with the wires and shit like that. Kind of like how when you watch Star Wars, Luke Skywalker was playing with the little droids and shit like that. Like R2D2 like kind of always inspired like the creative side of me to go inside and try to fix electronics and shit like that. Like I never was good at this shit. Like I was alright. Like I fixed a couple of them, but I never was good at this shit. But you know what I'm saying? Hopefully I'm inspiring, you know, your inner child to kind of want to do the same thing. Shit you used to forget about, you know, you was a kid. You like, oh man, I forgot how you wanted to do that shit. You know. I still keep some of that shit around every now and then. Kind of like this. It's perfect. Like this. We used to go to monster trucks. Like I used to take my son. This is one of my favorite ones, the Grave Digger. This is actually from the monster truck. Like if you go to monster truck, Grave Digger. I got another one here around here somewhere too. But this was my son's favorite one. and we had the I guess the RC program. Like I had the remote, but it stopped working. You know what I'm saying? So I've been looking up YouTube videos trying to figure out how to fix these motherfuckers and shit like that. I be sitting around bored. What else shit to do? Yoda all through this motherfucker too. Like I got hella Yoda dog. You know what I'm saying? It's my Yoda. Yoda is a huge symbol for me. I remember too when I was watching the video. I think it was Illuminati Hollywood a long time ago. They were talking about the concept of Yota, which is like they were talking about Yoda was real. Like you can look up Yota, Yota. You know what I'm saying? It's where they got the concept of Yoda from. You know what I'm saying? That shit was cold. Fuck up. Oh yeah, this movie. I guess we can do this. I know this Coming to America. One of my favorite movies. You know what I'm saying? Growing up when I was a shorty. Concept. You know, I had never seen an African king. This is the first time I'd ever seen an African king. You know what I'm saying? In a movie. And you know, somebody who was outside the whole United States fucking understanding of things, you know what I'm saying? It was still royalty, you know what I'm saying? I'd never seen black royalty. Speaking of which, too, like, I ain't gonna say Black Panther, obviously, black royalty. I had a whole crown sit up there, I'm not gonna, man, hold on, I guess I can show y'all that real quick. I got a whole fucking section right here. Let's see if I can do this. Right here, see, I got a whole Black Panther section up here. So this goes right here. So like you're talking about black royalty and shit, like this is the first thing you see when you walk in my house. This whole setup right here. This is the crown I made. You know, retrograde busting. And the Black Panther, this is the other crown I made. Which then this shit swings all the way around over here. Got this shit over here, got shit over here. You know what I'm saying? So like that's literally like the first thing you see when you come in. Well, my name is Malik. Malik means king. You know what I'm saying? Malik means king. Black king. You know. So I've always kind of naturally been kind of pulled toward that type of shit. We can do this real quick. I'm gonna put this back. I'm making me put all my shit out on the floor. Y'all not even here. Okay. So this is one of my. I love this movie growing up. It's called Animatrix. You know what I'm saying? It went the Matrix. It was like these little short stories and animations that gave you a backstory of the Matrix. You know what I'm saying? I love the lore of the Matrix, not just the story of the Matrix, but the whole lore and the concept, because it was based on comedics, like real comedics. You know what I'm saying? So like if you understand comedics and you able to, they had a lot of symbols in this movie. You know what I'm saying? Like you even see right here, she got the one eye. You know what I'm saying? Like you know back then they were doing a lot of artwork with one eye with the red stripe going across and shit like that. Like, you know what I'm saying? There's a lot of symbols in this movie. You know, and a lot of this stuff came true. Like if you watch what's going on right now, like the way the machines, we're talking about machines and shit, and AI starting to take over, like it's kind of where we at right now. You know what I'm saying? I highly suggest y'all go watch the animations. Great shit. Huge fan of this. Everybody loves Raymond. Yup. This is grown man shit though. You know what I'm saying? Grown man shit. Grown man shit. I used to watch Everybody Loves Raymond. You know what I'm saying? And then one day, I don't even know how when I realized I liked that shit. Like, cause I didn't even know what that shit was. Like, I thought it was like Seinfeld, Friends. I thought all that shit was the same shit. And I just remember one day, like, I don't even remember how it happened. I just got caught up watching Everybody Loves Raymond. I was like, yo, this shit is fucking hilarious. And I ended up buying like a lot of the seasons. That's not the only season I got. I got a lot of them seasons of that shit. This shit, I never liked Everybody Hates Chris. I never liked fucking Chris Rock's comedy, man. I could never get into it. It's just something about the sound of his voice and his fact he's just so extreme. Maybe because like he is Aquarius, I'm Aquarius. Like subconsciously, that shit just don't hit me right. Something about his comedy I just never could get into. I've always like comedy with a serious face, like Cedric the Entertainer, Robin Williams, Leslie Nielsen, Dave Chappelle. Like you know, like comedy based on like the situation. Like you know what I'm saying, like taking a serious person and putting them in a funny situation. You know what I'm saying? I don't like funny people in bad situations. You know what I'm saying? I've never liked. Yeah, I like Chris Rock when he was young. You know what I'm saying? The young Chris Rock, he was funny. But like old Chris Rock, mind you, I don't think Chris Rock's a bad comedian at all. Like he didn't say hella funny shit. Like even when I used to watch the Chris Rock show, he did hella skits that was funny. Like I remember when he had one, he had a big ass hand, he was smacking people upside the head. That shit stood out. And a couple of his other skits, you know what I'm saying? But I've just never been a huge fan of Everybody Hates Chris. You know what I'm saying? This movie changed my life too. Edward Scissorhands, great movie. You know what I'm saying? George Carlin, yes, I do like George Carlin. Comedy with a serious face. Yes, he always had a serious face. He's not trying to make you laugh. So, Edward Scissorhands, you know what I'm saying? I love this movie. A lot of Virgo traits in this motherfucking movie if you watch it. You know what I'm saying? The reason I love this movie was, you know what I'm saying? Same concept. We talking about AI, like he was a robot. You know what I'm saying? That wasn't finished. you know, and me, that shit hit my Aquarius brain as a child very hard. And you know, talking about AI and human, like more human, like human becoming more robot like and robots becoming more human like. You know what I'm saying? That's actually Orion Illuminati concept. You know what I'm saying? Android. You know what I'm saying? So that movie I love. You know what I'm saying? Because it kind of hit that nerve. This movie, Forrest Gump. My dad told me to see this movie. It's a great movie. Tom Hanks. Loved it. Loved it. The Vietnam scene stand out me more than anything, especially when you talking about the fucking shrimp. Ready Player One, love this movie. Loved it, loved it. They had literally my whole life. This is a lot of time when right around this time too is when I went back to start trying to collect. This like right when this came out. This is kind of what started this whole shit that I'm showing you. It's because of this movie. Because like I was like, man, I need to go back and go get all of that shit because it was like, you know, even the concept too. Like you talking about like even look, man. Let me show y'all this real quick. Side note, like these are all CDs and shit. You know what I'm saying? Like I've been buying CDs, like CDs, like cause like everything's streaming now online. You know what I'm saying? So like when everything's streaming, you renting, you paying the rent the same shit every month. It's like yo, you buy the shit one time, it's yours, you own it. You was like all these DVDs and stuff. So motherfuckers do Netflix, fucking but Hulu, Spotify, Tidal. You're literally paying for the same shit. I mean, obviously you get new shit, you know, that they put in there. But ultimately, you never technically own your library. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I own my own library. You know what I'm saying? Like, if my Wi-Fi go out, power go out, some shit like, you know what I'm saying? So, like, I can still hook up a battery, you know what I'm saying? Play my own fucking music. You know what I'm saying? I keep my own CDs. You know what I'm saying? I still buy CDs. People think this shit is outdated. It is not. I promise you. You know what I'm saying? I got all the Nas CDs. See, huge Nas fan. Jay-Z, showing y'all these real quick. Black, yeah, Nas, Bravehearts, Nas, more Nas. Fucking Dr. Dre, Eminem, Jay-Z. Who else we got here? Well, of course, we got more Nas, LL Cool J, Lloyd Banks, D12. Fuck is this? Eminem re-up. Love this album. Fucking slept on ass album. Severely, they motherfuckers spit bars of this motherfucker. There's a lot of weak shit too, but like the shit they would spit on this shit was fucking crazy. Tony Ayo, motherfuckers hated this. I love this album. I don't give a fuck what you say. I love this album. People hate it. Tony Ayo. People always love to talk shit about this album. I love this album. This album is the shit to me. I sold fucking hell of copies of this album at the time when it came out. 50 Cent, of course. Get Rich, Die Trying. Big Will Planets. Love this. This is the Bible around this house. I play this album at least fucking like 15 times a month. You know what I'm saying? This one too. Blowout Cone, Big Will Planets. Huge Big Will Planets fan. I have no fucking idea how much I love these. Love these albums. Matter of fact, they ain't even in here. Because it's sitting over there in my damn stereo system right now. Matter of fact, let me show y'all that real quick too. See, this is what I'm telling y'all, man. I'm an old school cat. You know what I'm saying? I've been to the new school shit too. But like I invest in a lot of like 90s technology, man. I love that shit. Like 80s, 90s technology. It is not, it was that shit is still ahead of its time to me. Because like we end up in a world where like, you know, where they stream and everything, you don't own shit. Like I think that's the goal. They don't want you to own shit. They want you to keep paying for the same shit over and over again. You know what I'm saying? Once you own it, you pay it for it one time. Let me show you this. See, like this is my baby, Joe. See, this is my baby. You don't even see these motherfuckers on. This is a 5-disc. Mine is a DVD player. Like, you know what I'm saying? But, like, you play CDs. I bought this thinking it was a 5-disc CD player, but it actually spit out. It played DVDs. You put 5 DVDs in this motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? And the sound of this motherfucker is fucking retarded. Like, you know what I'm saying? Now, believe it or not, I was the Goodwill. Look at that shit. I paid $5 for this motherfucker. $5 for this. You know what I'm saying? I went home, looked up on eBay. You go look that shit up. You sit around bored one day, look it up. Right? This is the HXD77. You see what it is, right? You see how much I paid for it? $5 on a Goodwill. You can't even get them no more. Go look that shit up on eBay right now. HD, you gonna see that shit motherfucker $500-$600. $500-$600. You try to go buy that shit motherfucker right now. You been used. $500-$600. I paid $5 for that motherfucker. That motherfucker had his whole house rocking. You know what I'm saying? You don't even see 3-disc CD players no more. Like, remember back in the day, you had 3-disc CD player. Remember you used to have that shit sitting up on your dresser. You had a little 3-disc CD player. Cause you put your little CD in there, you spin around. She used to have that. She used to have all your little CDs sitting around. Remember that shit? Remember? What the fuck happened to your CDs? Where your CDs at? The shit's all gone, right? Motherfucker came and took all your CD, right? You don't even know where your shit is. Shit all scratched up. I'm still on my shit. My shit's all sitting right up. Right? My shit ain't going nowhere. That's what I'm trying to get you to see. And then like the mind, what you do with your shit, where your mind is at, years be passing by. And all of a sudden you get a motherfucker like me showing up, showing you all this shit that you didn't have and you lost. You like, oh man, all right, you streaming. You don't own none of that shit. You streaming. You don't have none of your DVDs, none of your CDs. This is what happened to me. You know what I'm saying? I had to rebuild my fucking blunt though. I had to rebuild all this shit. This is why I'm showing y'all this shit. Hold on, man. Fuck. Lost my goddamn blunt, man. Just that fucking quick retrograde. Bust. Alright, what the fuck else we got? Let's get this shit over. Oh, they gonna bar right here. Okay, tweak it. Let's put this shit right here. Got these my niggas. So like when I was a shorty, you know what I'm saying? I was a huge fan. This is like one of the first movies I ever had seen when I was a kid. It was King Kong Godzilla. You know what I'm saying? This is like literally the first movie I think I ever seen. And I remember it too, because I remember King Kong. You know what I'm saying? And they redoing that shit right now. Like they got a new King Kong Godzilla coming out, which is really talking about, right? Yeah, you got the toy King Kong Godzilla. Huge fan of King Kong, especially Godzilla. He's talking about the concept of Leviathan. Like I don't know if y'all know about the Leviathan. You know what I'm saying? And that he was supposed to symbolize, like in the Bible, they had a concept called the Leviathan, which is like basically Godzilla. It's like a huge sea lizard, which is basically like reptilian, like you know what I'm saying, like the understanding of reptilian. And they were saying that the Leviathan was gonna come back toward the end of time, which is where I think we at right now. And that like, which like when they releasing this guy, like they got a couple Godzilla movies, man. Like I got them in here too. You know what I'm saying? They had just they had released a Kong movie not too long ago, and then they released a Godzilla movie. I didn't even know that those was in the same universe because the King Kong Godzilla movie they got coming out in a month or two, whatever. Or I think it might already came out. You know what I'm saying? They are the same universe. I didn't even notice. I was like, wait, hold on. All three of them movies in the same fucking universe? I was like, yeah. Like, oh, shit. So, that broke all this shit down. You know, King Kong Godzilla. So, you know, if you ain't do research on Leviathan, you might want to look that up. Mind you, because somebody had told me that shit, and I thought, I was laughing at his ass. He was like, man, Godzilla coming back. And I was like, what the fuck? I was like, man, you believe Godzilla is real? He was like, yes, Godzilla is real, motherfucker. I was like, nigga, you crazy. And then he started sending me hella shit on the Leviathan. I started reading that shit, and I was like, hold on. Reptilian, hold on, large mass of reptile, like, you know, water, you know, coming out the water. You know what I'm saying? About reptiles and shit. I was like, wait, hold on. It was like, yeah, motherfucker, you know, spit fire. You know what I'm saying? Fighting the ape. You know what I'm saying? Which is like the lower version of man and shit. I was like, well, hold on, man. Like, they kind of broke that shit down. And I was like, no wonder I like King Kong Godzilla so much when I was a fucking kid, man. That shit crazy. He broke some serious shit down. What the fuck else we got? We got Mario Kart. This is a gamer. Play Mario. It's an RC shit. Fuck with Mario. Huge gamer. I'm a huge gamer. Not as much as I should be. Let me get this nigga out here. Let's we can do this. So, my dad was a huge Jimi Hendrix fan. I got a whole fucking like shrine. Just like my fucking father had a whole shrine. Like you walk in his house, as soon as you go up the stairs, like there's a whole fucking shrine dedicated to fucking Jimi Hendrix. And you see shit like this, like old concert tickets, like news clippings, fucking hat. Like he went to Jimi Hendrix Museum. They got like guitars and shit signed by Jimi Hendrix. Like my father was the Jimi Hendrix. Matter of fact, people tell me several times throughout my life that I look like this motherfucker. Sometimes I see it and sometimes I don't. Like I don't have a perm like this motherfucker. But sometimes I have my braids out. I kind of see it. But yeah, I'm like, see it kind of like right there. And they kind of look like me a little bit. I kind of see that shit. But, you know, like, even like right here. Look at this shit. What we talking about? A little bit, right? You get a fro going? A little bit. People used to tell me I was motherfucker, you know what I'm saying? And like his name Hendrix has kind of hood X in it. It's like kind of sound like hood X. So this was a huge inspiration. See that motherfucker kind of look like me right there, man. With that fucking nose. The brown ass nose. Look, don't that like me? I let my braids out right now, y'all gonna see me. I'll put that fucking weird ass shirt on and put a guitar in my hand, y'all gonna see me. I'm like, oh, that's the same motherfucker. So yeah, Jimi Hendrix, huge inspiration in my life. Kites. This is usually so like my dad was fucking my dad was sick at this shit. Like my dad, something's wrong with that nigga, man. Like so like he take a kite like this, right? And then you know you got the regular string. He send that shit up in the air, right? And he'd go get like fucking 5, 6, sometimes even 10, like of the fucking little rolls. Like them rolls be like 1,000 feet. You know what I'm saying? So he'll let the whole roll out and then tie a whole nother string to it. Man, come on, retrograde is busting. He let out like fucking 10,000 feet, Joe. This is what I'm saying. Like that should be up there with the airplanes. Like he'd go get like 1,000 feet strings, and like he let the kite go all the way out, and then tie it to another one. Let that go all, let it roll all the way out. Tie it to another, let it roll all the way out. Tie it to another. So like it would take us like fucking 6 hours to wind. Like no bullshit. Like we had to rotate shifts to wind. It's like sometimes we just let that motherfucker go. It would take hours to wind that shit in. Like, you know what I'm saying? We had to go get like big ass poles, like a pole like this thick, and wrap, like put them together and like 2 thick ass poles, and then wrap it like that to get a wind loop. Cause you sitting there trying to do that shit like this around the little carboy, it take forever. Like we get big ass pole and wrap it. By the time it's done, like the stick be like this fucking thick, full of string, cause we didn't be to let the fucking kite out like fucking 10,000 feet in the fucking air. Like, you know what I'm saying? My father was cold at this shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? He was that nigga. I ain't never, my whole life, I ain't never seen nobody ever do that shit. Like, when most people fly a kite, they take it out, whatever the string is, like 20 feet, whatever, 100 feet. Like, I don't know who showed him that shit, but like, it was like, you couldn't even see the kite, yo. Like, you just be sitting there looking in there and you see a string going all the way up, fucking, you couldn't even see the kite. You know what I'm saying? And people from like all up the block would come just watch him fly kites. Like, cause he would have like 10 of them, like all laid out, and they would just like, you couldn't even see him. Like, they would be, it's fucking crazy. Like, you just see a string going in the fucking air. And it's like somewhere you knew way the fuck up there, it was a kite attached to that motherfucker. He was cold as hell at that shit. You know what I'm saying? And I ain't never did it yet, but I guess I'm saying this shit to remind myself that I need to do that shit. Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. That's what are you busting. Y'all already know what that do. Y'all already know what that is. Motherfuckers say I look like Red. I don't know, man. I guess I must look like, I don't think I look like Red, but I didn't heard that shit so much my whole fucking life. I guess it must be true. People say they look like fucking Red. My grandma gave me that chain. People say that shit all the time. So I've learned to embrace it, I guess. I don't think I look like that nigga, but I've learned to embrace it. I actually was gonna play that nigga one time, like for some Halloween shit. I was gonna get the black eye and dress up like Red. Man, my grandma gave me that chain. But it never happened. It's the Bible. The fucking Bible. So I got my name from K-Blao. It's really K-Blao, which is from K-Blao. It's fucking Mortal Kombat. This shit was based out of Chicago, which is where I'm from. Matter of fact, Ed Boon, John Tobias met them on multiple occasions. There's a place out here called Enchanted Castle. You know what I'm saying? In the West Burbs. Like, that's where they first released Mortal Kombat. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like especially like Mortal Kombat 2 came out. Like, I remember they had an event. They had I met, like, damn, all the Mortal Kombat characters. Like, Jonathan Briggs. The guy who played Jax. I can't even think of his name. Like, you know what I'm saying? The girl played Sonya. The dude played Shang Tsung. The dude played Kung-Lao. Like, I met all these motherfuckers. Like, they used to come out to Enchanted Castle. It was like, it's Midway Games. Like, where this shit, it's called NetherRealm Games now. You know what I'm saying? But back in the day, it was called Midway Games. The same people made, like, NBA Jam, fucking Cruising USA. So I'm saying, they was out here in Chicago. So a lot of times when they would release the game, you had the opportunity to meet the people who started in the games and shit. And like Mortal Kombat, he had a huge impact on my life. You know what I'm saying? Growing up as a kid, my whole identity, like my rap identity, my whole fucking, you know what I'm saying? Like my whole alter ego, like she was based on Kung Lao, you know what I'm saying? From Mortal Kombat, which is like Kung Lao, if you know the story, like Kung Lao was the first dude who had won Mortal Kombat. So he was old school motherfucker, like the original Kung Lao, not the one with the hat. You know what I'm saying? It was the great Kung Lao. And like he didn't have no weapons. Like, you know what I'm saying? He didn't have no, like, all these motherfuckers in Mortal Kombat was like demons and like fucking, they all had magic and weapons and shit like that. But like Kung Lao just could whoop your ass. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, he had a combo. And mind you, like, that's the same too. Like, you play Mortal Kombat 2, like Kung Lao had a combo, nigga. Like, I don't know if it was Mortal Kombat 2 or 3. I think it was 3. He had a combo that was just like, if you ever saw that shit, like, you get a chance, man, go look up Kung Lao Mortal Kombat 3 combo. Like, he hit you with like an 8-hit combo. Like, blah, 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 blah. It was like fucking ruthless. And it was like, I mastered that shit, nigga. I used to whoop motherfuckers' asses in that game. You know what I'm saying? Only because like it was literally like one of the most complex things to learn on the game was Kung Lao's combo. You know what I'm saying? And I learned and I had mastered, because if you had mastered, you could whoop anybody's ass. And like, I've just seen myself run that combo on so many people and seen niggas get disintegrated. You know what I'm saying? Fucking with me in that game. You know what I'm saying? And like, that's why it eventually became my alter ego as far as like who I am based on them concepts. It was like I don't need no weapons. I mean, special effects, none of that shit. I will just literally whoop your motherfucking ass. Like, you know what I'm saying? None of that shit. You know, old school shit. So that's how Kung Lao, you know, Mortal Kombat, that's how I became who the fuck kind of who I am. Y'all already know who this nigga is. Of course, we gotta do this with the whole shit. The entire original series. They remaking this too. They just, I think like the other day, they got a Netflix special of this shit coming out. You know what I'm saying? And I think I'm not sure, but they saying that they're gonna kill He-Man off in like Tila, but they're gonna have woke He-Man. I guess they're saying like Tila's supposed to be, it's the story of Tila, not necessarily He-Man. You know what I'm saying? So they got like a new fucking He-Man coming out on Netflix. I guess like it's supposed to be about women though. So I don't know. We're gonna see what that do. But yeah, we got that. I love He-Man. My son loves He-Man. So you got Mike, the original. Yes, this is the vinyl. I got a record player, you know what I'm saying, in my room. Sometimes I still play records, you know what I'm saying. I got the Pope too. That's I got a Pope vinyl, the Pope talking. I love that vinyl. I play it all the time, the vinyl. See, but this is a Michael Jackson vinyl Thriller. It's like the #1 record of all time. You see that Mike. Essential shit. Gotta have. This is all I'm telling you, man. This shit is not outdated. It's motherfuckers out here still with vinyl and people like cool shit. Put this back. Y'all. So I don't like Nas, just Nas. I like Mike too. I fuck with Mike. Old school shit. I collect these. Lunch boxes. I love McDonald's. You know what I'm saying? I don't like McDonald's food. I just like the concept of McDonald's. There's a movie called what's it called? The Founder. With Michael Keaton. One of my favorite movies. I need to have that shit in here. You know what I'm saying? But they showed this. It was called the Speedy System. Like how at the time, like fast food was bogus. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like they used to have to skate out there to your car, and you know what I'm saying? Like the dudes be sitting there flirting with the fucking girl on the skates all day. So like your food would be cold. Like they would fuck up your order all the time because like the way that you went to go get food back in the 50s and shit, it was nothing like how it is now when you go through the drive-thru. So I'm saying, like if you go to Sonic, I think they call Sonic, they still kind of do it old school. Like you can pull up, and the girl come out there and she take your order and you eat right there in your car and shit. Like the Founder, you know what I'm saying, showed how McDonald's came up with a whole different system than the system that we got right now. You know what I'm saying? It was brilliant. Like the way that they did, like the McDonald's fast food system. You know what I'm saying? It was cold how they did that shit. And I always loved like that. I always saw that as like technology. You know what I'm saying? As far as like McDonald's fucking food system is literally like fucking technology. Like, you know what I'm saying? If you go watch that movie, you know what I'm saying? They kind of explain that. See, I collect these lunchboxes and shit. Fucking. When I was a shorty, I used to have a metal lunchbox. You know what I'm saying? The one I used to have was the Gremlins. Though. I had a Gremlins metal lunchbox. I used to fucking love that shit. I had a fucking thermos with it and everything. And that motherfucker gone. You know what I'm saying? So, till then, I just been collecting regular. This is fucking Nintendo DS. I've been collecting lunchboxes and shit. Eventually, I'm gonna find my fucking Gremlins lunchbox. I just ain't found it yet. I even got the money in the bank. This is a card collecting things. It kind of looks like a lunchbox. Something like that. I got like fucking 3 other lunchboxes over there. Man, it's all type of shit in here, man. I need to really kind of clean this motherfucker out. Tetris. Love Tetris. I can play this shit for hours. Especially with my cousin Jason. He the only motherfucker that love this shit more than me. I thought I was a Tetris fan until I met my cousin. This motherfucker will literally play this shit for days on end. Also 2 Pac-Man. I'm saying old school shit. Yes. Old school shit. See my nigga Pac-Man. Got the Pac-Man mug. I was a huge fan of Pac-Man growing up. Actually, Miss Pac-Man. You know what I'm saying? But harder to find Miss Pac-Man shit than Pac-Man, unfortunately. I was a yo-yo fiend. I used to be cold at this shit back in the day. I fucking suck at it now. I remember one day I was in school, and the school let the motherfuckers come in with the yo-yos one day, and they was trying to sell yo-yos to all of the fucking kids. And my dumb ass I went fucking yo-yo crazy and went and bought one of them motherfuckers. And then, like, for a little while, man, I knew how to get raw as hell. Like, I knew how to do all type of tricks and shit. And then as I got older, I fucked it all up. Let me see. I used to know how to do this shit. See, retrograde busting. Whole fucking yo-yo split. Look at this shit. Now I got this from a dollar store, so it's not like this is an expensive yo-yo. But yeah, I was a yo-yo head. I went through that phase. I don't know if y'all ever went through that phase when y'all was in school back in the day and they fucking came up there and sold a bunch of y'all yo-yos and shit. That was us. We went through that shit. Fuck that shit. Fuck else we got? We got the Slinky. Oh, don't worry. I got like a whole fucking. I got like 10 of those. They ain't even open yet. This is from the dollar store. Fucking Slinky. I used to fuck with the Slinky. This a bullshit Slinky. I had the real Slinky back in the day. That was my shit. I mean, I had a bunch of other shit in here. I guess I can show y'all this real quick. I got a whole Dalmatian puzzle up to puzzle for Dalmatian. This is I saw this in a store one day. I think it might be Byzantinium. You know what I'm saying? I don't even know where the fuck this is from, but it looked like it's from Byzantine. But I thought it was beautiful. I need to clean it, like, you know what I'm saying? But this is like really detailed, if you can see in it. You know, but it's symbol of a shepherd. You know, so you want to be a good shepherd. You don't want to be the bad shepherd. You know? And this is the elder shepherd. This is the younger shepherd. You can see he's kind of taller. He's kind of shorter. So the elder shepherd is leading the younger shepherd, you know, with their flock. So you want to be not only a good teacher, but you also want to be a good student. Sometimes you need to know when to be the student. Sometimes you need to know when to be the teacher. And as you move through life, you will always find yourself in both roles. So no matter how good of a teacher you are, always remember you're always some type of student, some way. Yeah, that shit kind of reminds me. You know, that's why I look at that. What the fuck else we got, man? I think we almost done. I mean, I got a whole fucking thing. I'm not going to show y'all all this shit, man. There's a ton of shit in here. Like, I'm not going to show y'all all that shit. But I will show you this. Hopefully I can inspire you. On fucking CD side. You know what I'm saying? Like, I fuck with the CDs heavy. Like I said, I've been buying a lot of CDs. You see something in here you might know. You know what I'm saying? Got the fucking Method Man. What else we got? Juvenile, P. Diddy, Boys to Men. Got the Wyclef. This is a dope album. Slept on. Fuck with that back in the day. What else we got? I can't even see what the fuck half the shit is. I don't know what the fuck that is. TLC, Crazy Sexy Cool, classic shits. Classic shits. What else we got? I don't know what the fuck that is. Classic, y'all know what this is? It's a classic album, man. This got 5 mics in the source. Like, man, it's all fucked up. This got 5 mics in the source. And a lot of people was pissed off. If y'all know what 5 mics is, then it was rated as a perfect album in the source. It's called Criminalized, Outkast, Criminalized. It was like literally like one of the first times that like a southern motherfucker from Atlanta had got 5 mics in the source. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people was pissed off about it. You know what I'm saying? But this was a great album. You know what I'm saying? And the concept was a Gemini, which means like Aquarius and a Gemini, which Andre 3000 is a Gemini. Matter of fact, I think his birthday just recently passed, or it's coming up. You know what I'm saying? And big boy Aquarius, like me, I'm Aquarius. You know what I'm saying? So this shit was ahead of its time, man. When it came out, I remember this because I didn't know what the fuck the Gemini was. I was like Aquamini. I didn't even know what that was. Like at the time, I was like Aquamini. What the fuck are they? It's like a Gemini, and like, what the fuck these niggas was pimps rapping about the Zodiac. Shit, like, what the fuck is it? Like, but it was ahead of its time. Matter of fact, the song Gemini, you know what I'm saying? The song on here goes, even the sun goes down, heroes eventually die, horoscopes often lie, and sometimes why? Nothing is for show, nothing is for certain, nothing lasts forever, but until they close the curtain, it's him and I, a Gemini. I just love that shit, man. It's fucking good. Dope shit. Speaking of which, just to tell y'all a side note real quick, just breaking on the thing, those lyrics. There's a word called Lenakash. Lenakash. L-E apostrophe Nakash. N-E-C-K-A-S-H. Or maybe N-A-K-K-A-S-H. Lenakash. Nakash is serpent. In Hebrew, Nakash is the serpent. I said this in another video. But you got Lenakash, which means like witchcraft. Or it means like by the snake. You know what I'm saying? So like there's a scene in Exodus where like Moses had a staff and he put a bronze snake around it and he could heal people with this snake. And it was the same thing as Nakash. Like La Nakash, it was not La Nakash and it wasn't witchcraft. La Nakash eventually came to mean guess. So like at first it meant witchcraft, but as time went on, it evolved into a word to guess. So a lot of times when you're dealing with tarot, astrology, and things like this, you're doing abstract probability. They look at this as guessing. Like you saying, like same thing like we do the weather. And then like that's not necessarily guessing. You look at it like it's probability. You know what I'm saying? But like if a lot of times you look at tarot cards, you read, you watch a tarot reading. You know what I'm saying? You watch somebody read somebody's card. They could be totally wrong. You know what I'm saying? So because of that, there's a word called La Nakash, which means that you guessing. You see what I'm saying? And then like this is not gospel. What you're saying is not 100% true. So, you know what I'm saying? Something you might want to look up. You know what I'm saying? That same thing you're talking about criminal. They say horoscopes often lie. You know what I'm saying? Even the sun goes down. Heroes eventually die. Horoscopes often lie. Nothing is for show. Nothing is for certain. Nothing lasts forever. You know what I'm saying? That's like La Nakash. You know what I'm saying? If you go look that up, that's some shit you might want to look into. Mac 10, the Harlem World, Eminem, South Park, soundtrack. It's fucking crazy. Snoop. There's a bunch of shit in here. I don't know what the fuck that is. Busta Rhymes, Will Smith. I just bought this off eBay. Bone Thugs, Snoop Dogg. I got another one coming too. Destiny's Child, Next. Fuck classic album. Black Street. What else? Master P, The Last Don. Got Mace, Harlem World, Puffy. This is a classic shit. This is Biggie's first album after he died. He produced. Of course, got Notorious B.I.G., got Redman. I don't know if you got Jay-Z, Lil Kim, Hardcore, classic album. Classic shit. Biggie wrote damn near that whole shit. Rush Hour soundtrack, The Source, Donnell Jones, R. Kelly. Yeah, R. Kelly's still alive. Yeah, nigga ain't dead. I still listen to his music. Biggie Smalls, Life After Death 1 and 2. These classics. Classic. These are the first albums I bought when I got out of boot camp in the military. Fucking Jagged Edge, Master P, Last Dawn Again, this too. Keith Sweat, Big Pun, DMX, Tupac, Busta Rhymes, NWA. It's a lot of shit in there. In the Beginning, it's a classic album. A lot of people don't know about this shit. A lot of people don't know about this shit. It's a classic album. Casey and JoJo. The Eminem Benzino beef, believe it or not, fucked up my life. Believe it or not. I'll tell y'all this story real quick. Eminem Benzino beef fucked up a lot of people's life. I don't know if I ever told y'all this story. That shit ruined people's lives. This shit almost ruined my life. There was a dude named Rich. He used to make CDs. This is at the time where you couldn't even get CDs printed. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like man, back then, to get your music on CD was like a new technology. Like Philips was the only people who was really making that technology. So like, especially if you want to get it mass produced, there's only so many people in the region that can mass produce CDs for you. The guy at that time, his name was Rich. He was in Connecticut. I was living in Rhode Island at the time. A lot of cats from New York used to ship their stuff out, like the mixtape DJs used to send their shit to fucking Rich to press their shit up. You know what I'm saying? So like, when Benzino dissed Eminem and he put that fucking CD in the man, that shit. When he put that CD in the Source, you know what I'm saying? It was a CD of Eminem on that cursing, talking about he hated black women and shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? And he was trying to expose Eminem for being a racist and shit. And he gave a CD away with a copy of the Source. The dude who pressed up them CDs, like, you know what I'm saying, was Rich. I knew, like, we knew Rich. Like, you know what I'm saying? Because, like, he could, like, you couldn't go to a label and have him press up some shit like that. So, like, he was on the East Coast at the time. Like, mind you, Benzino and the Source, they was out of Boston. You know what I'm saying? So, like, Connecticut was, like, you know, only 2 states over. So, like, they gave him $1 million to press up that CD. And mind you, at the time, like, all the other local DJs was only giving him, like, 1,000 here, you know, 2,000 here. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, maybe 5,000 here, you know, press up maybe, you know, 3, 4, 5. Like, average DJ only press up like 4, 5,000 units. At the most, like 3,000. Like, even K-Slay, the most K-Slay would do was like 3,000 units. You know what I'm saying? And, like, Rich would press all that shit up. Benzino gave that motherfucker $1 million to press up. It was like then like 1 million CDs or some shit like that. You know what I'm saying? To press up, because like he was trying to really expose it. That's how Rich blew up. You know what I'm saying? After that, Rich wouldn't even pick up the phone no more. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like a lot of days, it was a drought. It was because like you couldn't. Nobody had that technology. Like, you know what I'm saying? It was the dude I knew. Like, the dude who came up and stepped up after that was a dude named it was Lights Out Entertainment. You know what I'm saying? What the fuck is his name? Kevin, I think it was. He ended up suing my landlord. You know what I'm saying? He was the next dude. He was in Rhode Island. The whole shit moved to Rhode Island. Everybody started going to him to get their CDs pressed up. You know what I'm saying? But when Benzino gave Rich $1 million to press up them CDs, man, he fucked up the whole mixtape game. Like, you know what I'm saying? And then, mind you, that's when everything else started getting fucked up too, because like everybody started dissing everybody and shit. And then like you couldn't even collab no more. Like before you could get a CD, like a DJ Who Kid CD, it'd have like fucking Jadakiss, fucking D Block, it'd have like everybody on it. Like, you know what I'm saying? But then like after everybody started dissing everybody and shit, like all of the DJs started specifically putting out they brand. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, Who Kid only fucked with G Unit. You know what I'm saying? Big Mike only fucked with D-Block. You know what I'm saying? Like before it wasn't like that. Like K-Slade would only fuck with Papoose and Busta Rhymes and shit like that. Like DJs started clicking up. You know what I'm saying? But like prior to Benzino dissing Eminem, like it wasn't like that, none of that shit at all. Like that, like Benzino fucked up the whole mixtape game after that, man. You know what I'm saying? Then that's when the feds started raiding. Like the feds started raiding motherfucking record shops and shit and start shutting down record shops. Motherfuckers catching 10, 15 years for selling fucking mixtape CDs because they was talking about this shit was bootleg. And I mean, even Leo Cohen, the fucking president of Def Jam, even got up one time and they told him, they was like, Joe, we need y'all to advocate more on behalf of the DJs because you got fucking, like, even fucking, what happened with, what's his name? What's his name, man? Not Green Lantern. Fucking, Gangsta Grills. Fuck is his name? DJ Drama. You know what I'm saying? DJ Drama. You know what I'm saying? DJ Drama caught a RICO charge. You go look this shit up. I think Trap Lord Ross did a video on it. You know what I'm saying? Like that whole era, I remember, like that's what triggered that shit, man. Like when Benzino fucking dissed Eminem, man, and like the whole game, the mixtape game changed. Shit started getting out of control, and the fucking feds started locking motherfucking DJs up, and fucking DJ Drama went to jail. You know what I'm saying? And then like it was like, how the fuck you gonna go to jail for some fucking CDs? Like they tried to get him a RICO case on some fucking CDs. And mind you, like I know niggas that happened. Yeah, Benzino is a cancer. He a cancer. He fucked up the mixtape. Like you won't never hit his shit from nowhere, because like a lot of people wasn't in it like that. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like I was heavy in the mixtape game. You know what I'm saying? I watched like it was a store in Rhode Island. It was called CYB. It was called Count Your Blessings. You know what I'm saying? Same thing. Skippy White's out of Rhode Island. You go look this shit up. Skippy White's was a record shop out of Rhode Island. Fucking Uptown Records. They was in fucking I think Uptown Records still might be in it. They was in fucking Waterbury, Connecticut. You know what I'm saying? Beauty, what the fuck is his name? Atomic Beauty Salon out of Providence, Rhode Island. All these places got shut down by the fucking feds for CDs. You see what I'm saying? And like I was investigated. You see what I'm saying at the time? Cause like I was heavy in the shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? They started investigating me and shit. Like you know what I'm saying? Like I remember sitting down, what the fuck? I remember a nigga got killed. Like I'm probably saying way too much. I remember a nigga got killed. You know what I'm saying? On some fucking CDs in Rhode Island. You know what I'm saying? They was investigating me and they was talking about they was gonna hit me with some charges, just based on the fact I had a whole fucking trunk full of CDs. And like, they was talking about hitting me with federal charges and shit. And I was like, man, what the fuck? Like, that's why I got the fuck up out of Rhode Island. You know what I'm saying? All this shit happened because Benzino fucked up the whole mixtape game. People do not know, like, a lot of people don't even connect them dots. But like, you know what I'm saying? If you, Trap Lord Ross, you go look up a video, Trap Lord Ross. He got a video on, I think it's like one of the few videos that break down the whole shit what happened with fucking DJ Drama. You know what I'm saying? With the when he almost caught a RICO case for the fucking CDs. Like, that's about the closest you gonna get to about what I'm saying. But like, even he don't connect the dot that like a lot of that shit started from fucking Benzino dissing Eminem. And like he gave fucking Rich $1 million. Man, Rich used to call niggas like you know what I'm saying? Like Rich, the dude used to do the CD, he used to call niggas up because he was broke. He's like, man, you know, you guys want to press some CD? Nobody wants to fuck with me. I got this new technology. Nobody wants to invest in that. Like, we remember Rich when he was talking like that. You know what I'm saying? When Benzino came and gave him $1 million, he wouldn't even pick up the phone no more. He was like, man, fuck y'all. You know what I'm saying? So like the mixtape game was fucked up for a minute. You know what I'm saying? Because mind you, it had just got started too. But yeah, that was some wild shit, man. That shit, it's fucked up shit, man. Matter of fact, this shit. You know what I'm saying? I sold this shit on bootleg. You know what I'm saying? When this shit first came, I bootlegged the shit out of this shit. You know what I'm saying? Matter of fact, y'all tell me something about Benzino. This goofy ass. Hold on, man. Y'all don't even know. Hold on, man. Hold on, man. Motherfuckers got the game fucked up. Y'all don't know how on point I'll be with this shit, man. Hold on. Y'all got me fucked up. I got files on these motherfuckers, yo. You sitting there talking about Benzino, motherfucker. I got the file, nigga. I got all these motherfuckers' files, nigga. You know, telling you what the fuck I'm saying is the motherfucking truth. This shit, you know what I'm saying? We couldn't even get this shit away. We tried to sell this shit. We couldn't even get this shit away, man. Matter of fact, you know some other shit y'all should go read, man? Like, Prodigy got a book, man. Prodigy break down hella shit. Prodigy book. Prodigy wrote a book right before he died, man. Like, you go read that shit. He break down hella shit, man. Like, a lot of the shit in the industry ain't what the fuck you think it is. You know what I'm saying? Fucking Benzino was a fucking... Man, I don't even... Man, please. What's that song? Eminem said that shit. He was like, man, you try to diss the Rough Riders and they cut you up and you put Jada on the track. That's how much you suck dick in the industry. Claim that you in the streets hustling. Like Benzino was never... Man, let me check myself. Let me check. Don't say it. Y'all fucking got me emotional, nigga. Boston is not Boston a fucked up place, man. Like I just said I wasn't gonna say this shit. Boston fucked up. Like, you know what I'm saying? This some shit motherfuckers don't know. Boston, man, I would tell y'all some real shit, man. Fuck Boston, Joe. Fuck Boston. Like, I'm just kind of capping it a little bit. But for real, man, like, fuck Boston. Cause like Boston a fucked up place, man. Like, and in mind you, it ain't like the people in Boston. It's just Boston. Like Boston got the most crab in a barrel mentality I think I ever seen in my fucking life. Like, but like everybody up there be stunting like they own it and they not even own it, man. Like Boston is the worst place in the world, man. Like this is shit nobody know. Like everybody in Boston act like Benzino, Joe. Whole time they be broke as hell. Everybody in Boston be balling. Like got BMWs and shit, motherfucking nigga. I could go on for this about hours. Like motherfuckers in Boston know how to get money fast as hell. But then they be dumb as hell with the fuck like motherfucker can get a brick and flip that shit. You know what I'm saying? Make 10 keys. I mean 10 bands, 10, 15 bands, quick as hell. Go buy a little fucking, BMW or some shit and then a little apartment or some shit like that. And then they be broke, goddamn it, like fucking 3-4 months. Like Lawrence, Massachusetts. Like fucking Aaron Hernandez. I think he from Lawrence, Massachusetts. Like go look up Aaron, like go study Aaron Hernandez, man. And like that whole like his story. And you kinda gonna see what I'm saying, man. Like motherfuckers in that area of the world, something wrong with them. Like it's like Aaron Hernandez, that's a perfect example. Like he ain't a Boston nigga, he from Lawrence. Lawrence is really what I'm talking about. Like Lawrence, Massachusetts is really the essence. Like Boston is kind of fucked up too, but like you go to like Lawrence, Massachusetts, man, like them all them niggas up there, man. Like them niggas, you be like, how the fuck you fuck that up, Joe? Like you get them niggas a whole plate and they'll hit the lick and then turn around and like I got a video called Fire Signs and Risk. Like that's really like Boston, Lawrence, Massachusetts. Like you look at Benzino, man. Like Benzino had the best time, and like you look just like you man, them motherfuckers is fucking. You be like, what the fuck? I can never live out here. I'm from Chicago. You know what I'm saying? I used to go out there and fuck them niggas' heads up because I used to say a lot of shit that like other niggas wouldn't say. Like man, I used to kick it with all the bosses out in Boston, man. I used to kick it with all the bosses out in Boston, and they used to tell me all the time like, Joe, I ain't never met nobody like you, man. You sell movies and CDs on the street, DVD, and like I was making bread, and like they like. Motherfuckers to talk shit like, man, that nigga on the street selling CDs. And then, like, we go out and kick it, and the motherfuckers didn't want to buy shit. I mean, the motherfuckers didn't want to buy no beer. Motherfuckers didn't want to buy no liquor. Motherfuckers didn't want to, like, didn't want to buy the weed. They want to smoke your weed. They want to drink your liquor. And then they sitting there, I'm like, oh, you motherfucker, I'm the CD, DVD man. What the fuck is you fucking feed off me for? Every nigga in Boston was like this. Nigga, I hated them niggas. I was like, yo, y'all gonna sit there and talk shit because I'm selling CDs and DVDs on the street. I got more money than all y'all motherfuckers. And then y'all gonna not, like, Chicago kind of respect the hustle. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, if they ain't fucking with you, they just ain't fucking with you. Like, you know what I'm saying? But they gonna respect your hustle. Like, Boston will literally shit on your hustle. Like, you know what I'm saying? They be like, oh, this nigga is selling CDs. I'm like, nigga, you a DJ. Because I didn't sell my shit in the stores. Nigga, I didn't fuck with the stores like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, whenever I went in the stores, it was like, I was extorting them motherfuckers. I was like, Joe, like, give me $1,000 and I'm gonna put your shit on fucking TV. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I didn't go in the stores and try to sell. I shouldn't have said that like that. That's kind of fucked up. It kind of was extortion because, like, they didn't have the technology. And like at the time, I knew how to make commercials and graphics and shit. You know what I'm saying? So like, I was basically extorting the motherfuckers. Like I used to watch the Spanish station. I used to watch like the public access, the Spanish nigga, man. Like man, it was in Rhode Island, man. They had this shit called Cape Verdean. Like motherfuckers don't even know what that is. It's like an island off the fucking coast of Senegal in Africa. Fucking beautiful women. Sometimes they got fucked up teeth though, like the ones straight off the boat. But like them fucking gorgeous niggas. Like you look at them, you think they Puerto Rican at first, and then you kind of keep looking. You don't know what the fuck. You be like some type of tropical. It was this Cape Verde, and they had this channel. Used to come on the TV out there. I used to watch this shit. It was like a public access. They used to play videos, like local videos and shit. It's kind of what inspired her like to me to start doing independent videos. And they used to play like Cape Verdean music. Cape Verdean music kind of sound like Caribbean music a little bit. You know what I'm saying? And it was this one dude. He was like a DJ. He went to all of the Cape Verdean stores. You know what I'm saying? In that region, and he used to put their commercial. You know what I'm saying? In between his broadcasts and shit. And I used to watch this shit. Man, I didn't know what the fuck they were saying. I used to just sit there and watch it because like I was dating this girl at the time, and her grandmother, who fucking had polio, she was walking around with one leg. Fuck, she make the coldest fucking Caribbean food you ever ate in your fucking life. You know what I'm saying? I used to have to sit there with hours while her daughter, her granddaughter was at work. My girl, she was at work. You know what I'm saying? So we used to sit there all day and watch fucking Cape Verdean videos. You know what I'm saying? And I didn't know what the fuck they were saying, but she used to play it for me because like it was the only thing she didn't speak English. So like I was sitting in this house with this fucking lady Who the shit? No niggas. Like, all that to watch this shit. You know what I'm saying? The dude was literally going to all of the businesses. And he had all the Cape Verdean businesses like in one program. So I was like, Joe, this is like extortion. So like that's kind of what gave me the idea. And I was doing hip hop shit. You know, I went to all the hip hop stores and was putting their commercial in my shit. I didn't fuck with the stores. You couldn't go in the store and buy my fucking mixtapes or like my albums or my mix. You had to run into me and buy that shit off me. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of them niggas cause I'm from Chicago. That's how it is in Chicago. You can't, like, you see the motherfuckers be on the block. You know what I'm saying? Like, you go up there, them niggas be in the stores. You know what I'm saying? So, like, I didn't fuck with the stores. Like, I thought that shit was corny. You know what I'm saying? Because, like, your shit sitting there, it'll sit there. Like, I mean, that shit be gone in an hour, nigga. That shit gonna sit there for fucking 2 weeks to come back and make fucking $400. And I was like, that shit be gone in fucking 2-3 hours. I make that shit, you know what I'm saying? Like, man, fuck the store. You know what I'm saying? So the niggas used to look at me like I was a fucking bootlegger. Like I was a nigga selling, like I walk up on people and sell fucking CDs. I was like, nigga, Chicago shit, nigga, I'm not from here. He's like, man, nigga, you fucking, you different, you weird, man. You, I was like, nigga, whatever. I got more money than all y'all motherfuckers, nigga, and y'all sell dope, nigga. What the fuck you talking about? You trying to drink out my bottle, nigga? I hated them niggas, man. Like, man, Joe, I hated them. It might say it wasn't really the niggas. It was just they whole. It was like I'm from Chicago. It was just they whole frame of mind of thinking, like just the way they thought about hustling, which is fucked up. You know what I'm saying, man? Y'all done got me talking about some older shit. I'm supposed to be showing y'all my goddamn stash. But I'm gonna show y'all this. I'm gonna get the fuck out of here real quick. This ain't a voodoo doll, believe it or not. This actually Mysterio. I made this, believe it or not, when I was like maybe like 8 years old. I made this. This is the one thing I got from my fucking childhood. Only reason I got it because I gave this to my uncle. You know what I'm saying? My uncle, my uncle Mark. Y'all might want to follow him on Instagram, man. It's called I Create Music. It's ICR, the number 8, music with a K. I Create Music. My Uncle Mark. Tell that nigga I sent y'all. You know what I'm saying? It'll fuck his head up. He gave, like, he kept this for years. I gave this to him, like, when I was a child. I was fucking taking socks. Actually, this is like a fucking tablecloth or some shit my mom had. And, like, this is a fucking, I don't know what the fuck this is. Like, I was cutting up clothes. I think this is like a sock. And it's like another sock in there. Like, I had sewed it. Like, I was learning how to teach myself how to sew. Obviously, this is fucked up. But, like, I was making, like, Marvel dolls because, like, my parents wouldn't buy me dolls. So I was making them out of fucking clothes. And I was selling these motherfuckers. This is the only one that made it was Mysterio. Out of all of the ones, it was crazy. Which is crazy because you go watch Spider-Man. He didn't even know who the fuck Mysterio was. Like, I had introduced him to Mysterio. You know what I'm saying? I don't even know why I gave him that doll. But that was the one that made it for whatever reason. And it was like recently, like, if you go watch the Spider-Man, it came out a lot of what, like, Mysterio was doing. It fucked his head up. Cause, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, if you watch, like, a lot of shit I'm dealing with media, smoke, and mirrors and shit like that. Like, Hollywood. You know what I'm saying? Trying to make people, you talk mystical arts and shit like that. Like, you know what I'm saying? He kind of like to him, I am Mysterio. You see what I'm saying? So it kind of fucked him up. Like, I gave him this as a child. You know what I'm saying? And he grew up later and he saw the movie with it in it. And he saw, like the shit that I'm into. It kind of fucked his head up. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, that's the Mysterio. Like, yeah, and mind you, so like I said, if I hadn't gave this to him, I would have fucking. I would have never seen it. I had made several of these. I had made like Venom, Spider-Man. I had made a bunch of these. But like this, like I said, this is when it made it. And I wanted to end it with this and to show you, like, man, like, it's not too late to go back, into your childhood and like try to, find what was lost. And that, I was watching Ready Player One, like I said, and like a lot of what I'm showing y'all in this video kind of stemmed from that idea. In that, like, I had a lot of stuff from my childhood that was lost. And throughout time, they got eBay now, they got Amazon, stuff like that. I was able to go back and get a lot of these things, you know what I'm saying? And I didn't realize how much, it started out just me trying to do this shit, you know what I'm saying? And then it just turned into like a fucking obsession. And then, I'm showing y'all these things to let y'all know too, like, man, if you had something missing in your life, you know what I'm saying, that you grew up, that you thought was dope. We live in a time now you can go back and get that shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, you got eBay, you find it used. You know what I'm saying? And you think about how many things think about what the fuck happened to your CDs. Remember you had a huge CD collection? What the fuck happened to that shit? You know what I'm saying? Remember all your DVDs? What happened to that shit? What happened to all of your fucking, your old shirts and your old, your old shoes? You know what I'm saying? Like, do you keep your shoe boxes? Do you keep your shit in a box, or do you? If it's like your CDs, do you keep your cases like this? Or do you throw them all in a book like this? And then lose all your cases, and then you ain't got the back case no more. And it ain't brand new no more. You know what I'm saying? And like, mind you, like the shit that I've been going through in my life recently is like that same concept, and like everything brand new, man. Like you know what I'm saying? I try to keep everything in a box, and like keep it. Man, hold on, show you this real quick too. Like just y'all know, like this the new uh, Dirk and Lil Baby, Voice of the Heroes. They say this the new Lloyd Banks, and then this the new J Cole. You know what I'm saying? I bought these all CDs, same shit off of eBay. You know what I'm saying? I still buy CDs and shit. You know what I'm saying? I like to own my own media. Man, let me show you this real quick too. Like this a whole section. These all kids movies and shit. You know, a lot of shit. Yeah, these all look. See, like yeah, so these all Connect games. Like you play Connect for Xbox. You know what I'm saying? These are all my Connect games. So like you can dance like Michael Jackson, Star Wars. That whole these are all Connects. These all Xbox 360 games, old school shit. We got the Switch, of course, PSP, PS2, all type of shit. Got the fucking M&M's collection. You know what I'm saying? You come to my house. Last thing you gonna do is get some candy before you walk out of here. This actually was inspired by this woman. She a Capricorn woman. You know what I'm saying? Her name was Mick. That isn't me, but we call her Mick. She was like grandma to me. I was fucking homeless. I was basically homeless. You know what I'm saying? I was staying at my cousin's house a lot. You know what I'm saying? And she used to keep candy. Like, I used to eat up all her candy. Like, nobody would ever come over there and eat her candy. But, like, everyone come in to eat that shit. You know what I'm saying? Because, I would fucking love that shit. And then, so after she passed, I kind of took that system and put it in my fucking place. Hold on, man. Let me share this shit real quick. So, we got the fucking Yeezys. But, see, these are LA Gear lights. I don't know if y'all remember these. These are the lights. The LA Gear lights. I got the gold ones. It's old school shit. I even got some fucking British night. Y'all remember that shit? I ain't gonna pull that shit up. You know what I'm saying? But these the boys in the hood fucking felines and shit. You know what I'm saying? I'm old school shit. But like I said, I like to keep shit brand new. Like, you know what I'm saying? They're keeping shit in a box. You know what I'm saying? And then, what's a good example of this shit? So yeah, I get all this. Like, this is a good example. So like, this right here. I keep my my controller in here, right? So, you gotta put it in here. So, this shit. Let me open up. Okay. So like, this is a joystick controller, right? You know what I'm saying? But this is an adapter. You know what I'm saying? So like, if I want to play my Dreamcast, like if I want to play this on my Dreamcast, I gotta use this. It's an adapter. But I still try to keep the adapter in the box. So like, even though every time I go pull this motherfucker out, you know what I'm saying? It's in the box. So like every time I use it, I keep the box. I put it in there. It's brand new every time. Brand new every time. You see what I'm saying? So like, even if I lose the box and shit like that, I try to keep it kind of organized in a way where it's like every time you go to it, it's brand new. You know what I'm saying? That's the only way you preserve. When I'm talking about you, shit get lost in your mind. You be like, what the fuck happened to all my CDs? Fuck happened to all my DVDs? Fuck happened to this shit? Shit just disappear out of your whole life. You know what I'm saying? So that's why you wanna, keep shit like that. I'm gonna tell y'all something. I probably shouldn't be showing y'all. Check this out. Like these my Gucci bags and shit. What's on? It's a Gucci bag. It's a shopping bag though. You know what I'm saying? I give a whole thing of shopping bag. This is my Christian Dior bag. You know what I'm saying? I was buying these. I went to a phase. I was buying these motherfuckers on eBay. That's a Louis Vuitton bag. See, these are shopping bag. You know what I'm saying? So like, I got a whole shitload of these. Just fucking like designer shopping bag. Look, that's a Gucci bag. Shit dope, right? It's a shopping bag. Okay, so like when I go out shopping, I use them bags. You know what I'm saying? Like when I go to the mall or some shit like that. You know what I'm saying? I use them bags. Now, hold on, let me show you this shit. There's a bunch of shit in here. There's too much shit in here. I don't like shopping, you know what I'm saying, with them bullshit bags. I keep the designer bag. You know what I'm saying? I keep hella bags. Like I got fucking Nike bags. Man, get the fuck. You don't make this shit fucked up. Show you this shit. Oh yeah, see we got Bobby World, same shit. This shit costs hella bread. You know what I'm saying? This is the fucking Happy Meal, old school Bobby World shit. This is a fucking Birkin bag. I don't know if y'all ever seen one of these motherfuckers. Probably shouldn't even be playing with this shit. And there's a Birkin bag in there. I'm not doing all that shit, man. I don't even like fucking with that shit. A whole bunch of fucking shit. You buy a motherfucking woman, she don't even use that shit. Look at all these purses out in my own way, man. A million fucking purses. She don't use none of these motherfuckers, though. She uses the same fucking purse every day. I tell her this shit. It's all type of shit. Michael Kors, fucking Nautica, motherfucking Gucci. What the fuck is this? Guess. All type of stupid shit. Just fucking Disney, Epcot Center bag, fucking Louis Vuitton. I don't wear none of that shit. She don't ever use none of that shit. Fucking Birkin bag sitting over there. Motherfucker ain't use that shit not one time. She take a big ass. What the fuck is that purse? Big ass trash bag looking fucking Louis Vuitton purse. Look like a fucking trash bag. Like, man, get the fucking little cute little fucking white girl purse, man. The look nice little. She's like, nah, I like the big ass fucking. Walk around looking like you got a trash bag on your motherfucking head. Stupid shit. Motherfucker ain't have shit. Alright, man, I gotta clean all this shit up. This shit bogus. I guess I can show y'all this real quick, though. This is my little stash, too. This old stash for. Hold on, man. What the fuck? So, this is a stash full of, like, Red Lobster shit. Mind you, this is a place. This shit is dope, too. I don't know if you heard this Raincraft Cafe. You know what I'm saying? They got a, fucking glasses and shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? Motherfuckers collect them. Let me show y'all. These shits is dope. Matter of fact, here, like, see, I got one right here. I collect these. Oh, shit.